TV guy good?
David?
Okay. Call the Code Enforcement Board meeting to order for the month of November 2023. Roll call, please.
Bill Dixon,
Present.
John Stroud,
Here.
Lisa Onan,
Here.
Tim Skinner.
Here.
And Alan Taylor.
Here. All right, under old business, we first have to review or pass the minutes. I guess everyone received the email copy of the minutes of our last meeting. And I will entertain a motion to accept those as presented.
So moved.
Second.
All right. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Unanimous. Under old business, appeal number 02223. Mr. Taylor is with us tonight. Can you give me a update on the progress?
So a lot of the property has been cleared off. It looks a lot better than it did. It's seeded and strawed. We do have a little bit of blocks near the building. I believe, it's not, there's a little debris yet left. The porch is still there. The steps, I think, are still there. Is that correct, Dobby? And is that pretty much it? That's pretty much it. It's leveled up. Otherwise, it looks pretty good.
Where the house was at is leveled and seed and sowed. It's just like he moved the stuff closer to the alleyway, like all the bricks and the concrete. And a pile of dirt was back there, which healed, but other than that.
Is the concrete that's left, would you consider that debris? And so that has not been removed?
It looks like it's the steps that was to the porch.
Okay.
Part of the house is still there.
The concrete portion, I'm assuming, less the foundation.
Well, the foundation's been disassembled, if you will, and there's a few blocks. There are steps where the porch was that have been moved as well. And we're not talking a lot. We're talking just, a pile about that high maybe. So, but anyway.
Minor?
Oh, yeah, I'd say it's minor, wouldn't you, Dobby?
It's minor, but it's still there. Because our thing says remove all
Debris.
debris.
I read the letter twice. Mr. Taylor, you've got comments for us? Would you have a comment about your
Well,
situation?
talk a little louder.
Okay, would you like to address the board with the progress on your property?
I assume that someone had went out and checked it out to see what I done.
Okay,
Who went out?
what is your response regarding the steps and the remaining debris? Is that, were you just gonna leave that, or?
It's cleaned up. Where the house was at, that's clean. I assume that y'all had took a picture of the way it looked before I come to the steps are gone.
The steps are gone.
The front, where the steps sat in front of the house, that area is all clean.
He's correct. Where the foundation was is leveled. That's true. But there are blocks, concrete masonry units, and there are like the remains of some old steps that have been moved back toward a outbuilding. That's on the rear part of the property. Did you got that photo?
I had them. I thought Teresa was going to be here, and I emailed them to her. I could log into my email, but I don't.
I had where the foundation was, steps in front of the property, and I assume y'all got a picture of that.
We do.
And got to show.
The question seems to be that there's still some small amount of debris present on the property. And that is,
No, what's there, I plan to use is no debris. Well, what I got there now is all what I plan to use. Now, the debris means, garbage and trash, but my material wood that I plan to.
This could be considered salvage, construction salvage.
I mean, when you say,
so you're saying what's left, whatever concrete or blocks are there, you're intending to use them for another purpose?
I had Bracco company bring a dumpster out. And with all the city trucks and cars passing by, I had a Bracco to bring the dumpster out. And last time I mentioned that the city landfill wasn't conducive at all with what they wanted to charge me. So I brought the dumpster from Bracco out and put all the concrete broken, debris, all that stuff, so that area is, it's completely clean. So when I was talking with Bracco, they've got their own landfill. So they recycle that stuff. And I got to tell them, I said they want me to get rid of my good concrete block and brick that people wanted to buy. So I plan to, recycle and try to sell them.
Well, there's a photograph here of the property, and it appears there's just a pile with not only concrete blocks, but wood and
Dirt.
Well, let me see what you're talking about. I don't.
She'll show you.
and
I'm
that's,
sorry we don't have it up.
Yeah.
Let me see what you.
hang on just a second.
Now, with me working by myself where I got them, I've got to, clean them and stack them. So at that time, where I pile them,
Well,
In fact, I didn't
I understand you
Yeah.
making an attempt to salvage the blocks, the good blocks, and the brick.
right,
But that pile appears to have garbage in it.
well, I like to see it. I don't know what garbage. I
Well,
don't
pieces
see.
of wood, it's not usable, not recyclable stuff.
Right, the wood, show me what I got the wood I left that I plan to redo my machine, yeah.
There's that. There's
Wait a minute. Now, those are skids that I was gonna stack the brick on when I clean them.
and then.
Then that's the brick when I move them, and then I start stacking them, start cleaning them, right there. Yeah,
Other steps.
I moved them back, cause I wanna sell those. Those are good steps. In fact, if I might use them, myself if I don't sell them, that's why I moved them. They were at the
front.
You don't have a picture of the where I cleaned and moved that up.
Yeah, you moved that to the back of the lot. I
Yeah, that's what,
understand.
now the concrete steps still intact. They weren't hurt. And when I talked to Bracco, because I didn't know where they landfill, and they said, you mean they want you to throw stuff away that's got a monetary value till you can get to it? Don't make any sense. But the concrete block, new ones are $2.15. Used, I plan to sell those for 75 or cent or a dollar.
When do you plan on doing that?
Well, as soon as I inquire, I had several people wanting to buy it, but now see, we didn't get into the winter time.
Yeah, I know, but
so
this
I
has been going on for 6 months.
No, my understanding to clean up where the house and sow the grass and do that. And this other stuff I'm still working on. In fact, when she called me, October the 29th, and she said the whole lot's got to be cleaned. And I said, what's up with that? I didn't burn my house down. That house was still been standing there. I put new heating in there, plumb vessels, did all of that. Now the guy that set the trail on for next to the church came over and set my house.
Well, Steve,
Now, I'm trying to say I shouldn't be penalized to have to tear my storage building down because I'm working at to put my tools and stuff in. And I mentioned to her that there were several houses that were tore down and the storage buildings are still sitting there.
Steve, when was the original citation issued? What was the date?
But just, I come down thinking everything
was June 1st,
was okay.
2021.
Okay, June 1st, 2021.
right, the house
This
is
is
down.
23.
But the house,
That's when you got the first citation. And you paid the fine acknowledging that you were in violation on the June 21st citation deadline. Now, that's been
but
2 years and a
But
half.
the house is torn down. Now, what's the problem now? Everything is down. That lot, don't y'all have a picture? That lot where, when she called, said, I want where the house set, that's where the concrete and stuff was still laying around till I moved it. And I put it, I walked out the
Let me ask
door.
you this. You mentioned the weather. So I'm assuming that you're insinuating by that statement that that's going to sit there at least all winter until
What
next
do you
spring.
know? You wouldn't 75 to be out in the cold. I want to try to work it up and move it as soon as I can. And if you know anybody need a set of concrete steps or need some bricks, But I'm coming down thinking that what I intended to do, that was okay. I mean,
Have you had conversation with Steve? Has anybody, Bobby, have y'all talked to him directly?
in fact, I worked up to Wednesday, that night, Thanksgiving, and I assumed they'd been out, and I started to call and say, come out and look and see what, but I just assumed that y'all done checked it out, that you got the picture where, cause I busted my butt hauling dirt in, filling that up,
We
all of
acknowledge
that.
your progress. We acknowledge the progress. Our problem is that it required a complete removal of everything. And it's not that way.
Even the monetary value. I know that's times to throw that, sooner throw it away than somebody probably want to buy it. Now the sign, I just got it, I got all the good brick, the concrete block, and I didn't have time to go ahead and clean them and stack them and put them on the skids. She saw those skids are there, and I wanted to put them on the skids. So
Are the skids what's in that pile that we saw the photo of?
right, she saw the skids sitting next to the peach tree. That wasn't trash.
I will tell you that
The
it
skids, with skids.
appears Mr. Taylor called my office on Wednesday. I was on vacation last week and talked to Teresa. And I think when he says that he spoke to someone, it was my assistant, Teresa.
Okay.
Tommy, I've got a question. You know the property maintenance codes as well as anybody, or better than anybody probably sitting in here. Is construction debris allowed to be left on a vacant lot? Thank you. That answers my question.
Now, for the time, then like I said, I'll, move it. not to be put under no debt. I just got.
What I'm saying is, the way you've got it stored is in itself a violation of their policy. You can't store
Now, I own the
construction.
land. Now,
Right, you can't store construction debris on a piece of residential property in hopes to sell it. Now, you can move it to a commercial lot that sells that type material, on your skids, and they can sell it. But you can't leave it on that lot. That in itself is a violation of their codes, which we have to uphold.
Yeah, the
Well,
only
now,
exception would be, wait, the only exception would be if you have a building permit.
Well,
Right,
that's
right.
all.
I didn't want to say that,
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
for keeping me legal.
But there's no building permit in this situation.
Our attorney had already poked me and said,
but I was cleaning it up. Now,
Well, I'm afraid there's been a misunderstanding.
well, that's what I'm saying,
Well,
because
no, listen to me. I'm afraid the misunderstanding is that what our codes required you to do has not been done. And there hasn't been a conversation about satisfying the codes with our enforcement people.
well, I thought that's the misunderstanding.
Well, no,
But
that's
I
your
didn't-
responsibility.
I should have called, or she called to remind me, make sure I'm at the meeting, make sure I have this. Now, if she did that, and it's just that, someone need to come out and look and talk with me. But then, all I'm saying, if I got to move it, I've got the equipment, and there ain't no problem at the time to do it.
Okay,
I
Dave.
mean,
Now, I'm gonna hold you to that statement you just made. You've got the pallets there. You said you have the equipment to move it.
well, you see,
So
whoever,
how long is it gonna take you to load those blocks on the pallet and put them on a truck and take them someplace beside that residential lot? That's the issue right now. Tomorrow?
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at you. This is winter time. I'm 75 years old. I'm hurting. But now, who's paying attention and looking at that stuff the winter? Now, I'll get on it as soon as I can. So, I could say day or tomorrow, but that's unrealistic. So I'm at your mercy. You got to tell me.
Okay, so.
That's all I can do.
So you put yourself in our place. And,
Right,
and
that's-
similar, no, listen to me. You put yourself in our place and a 21-year-old has property down the street and he has the same issue. And he said, well, you said that fellow's 75, so he could let his lay there all winter. But
No,
you're making me
okay.
do it right now. Is that age discrimination? We can't do that.
We have code enforcement board on the.
we can't do it because it's in violation of the code of ordinances of the city of Henderson.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
We didn't make the rules.
Yes, well, who made the rules? We gonna get that stuff. I won't get in the. It's just not common sense to allow some things when you see what I'm trying to do. Now, I wish
We don't allow anybody with a residential lot
Yeah.
to store sellable products on their lot, on their residential lot.
Well,
That's
see-
allowed by the code on a commercial lot, but not a residential. You have a residential lot.
all those homes in that area are residential. And look at the things that they're doing. If you put it as commercial, she asked me to go around and find other places. I see all, to do y'all's job and see if these people are doing the best they can, and nobody called it to attention. That's just like one person said, well, nobody's complaining about them. They're complaining about me. You got to watch your butt.
Mr. Taylor,
Now,
we notified you in 2021
right in my
about
medical
your code
condition.
violation.
The doctor told me not to. I get choked up. You looking at a person, if it wasn't by the grace of God, I'm supposed to be dead. Then they'll get on me. I don't know of any 75-year-old people or men in my neighborhood working like I'm working.
Well, if you have the equipment, you probably physically.
No, I still do some physical.
You
to
physically
do.
won't pick any of that up, your
Yeah.
equipment will, right?
I had to pick the block. They didn't get back the bucket on the thing when I have to, all that they got in the dump, I loaded that. Then I had that. But y'all,
Okay.
some of you my age understand that. I've been working on that.
We're just running in circles here right now. Let me ask what the pleasure of
Right,
the board is.
I was under the impression y'all done shocked the heck out of me.
Next meeting.
You done shocked the heck out of me.
Sorry, gonna move back. Two meetings.
Our next meeting, I believe, is
I
the
mean, if that was the
18th,
case-
because the Monday, it should be August Christmas Day. So I don't know if you want to look at the 18th or if you want to push into January.
Do we as a board make that decision?
So you're wanting to continue it to the 18th?
I don't know.
I'm not suggesting anything.
I'm not, I'm
asking
just
what
giving you
the-
information.
What the
that
board, what the board wants to do.
Not moved, so.
Hypothetically, if we were to deny the appeal
Uh-huh,
and close this matter,
Right.
then there would be a new citation or having something different than
Yes.
burn that house, it would be for clutter.
yeah, we could do a clutter, notice of violation, that would give him X amount.
Now, I'm just,
And it would be if he can clear it at that point, then it would be a citation with a fine and so.
But he's
and we
still
would
gonna
start
have-
over.
To deal with the citation he's got now.
Yeah, you all have to rule on that citation.
We tabled that, at our last meeting and moved it to this meeting as far as the citation that would be finable.
Right, and I think he moved it to, I think, 2 meetings
2 months,
ago.
yeah, 2 months, yeah.
Well,
I think that makes more sense.
I appreciate your problem. I want to explain one other thing to you as a building official would. Used masonry blocks that have been in a fire more than likely don't have the structural integrity that they did when they were new. So someone using them in new construction would be difficult, and he wouldn't approve it, I can guarantee you.
no, I've seen a house that they
No,
built.
I'm telling you, as a building official,
And they're still, those concrete blocks.
the building official will not approve it in the city of Henderson or Henderson
Well, why
County.
did I see buildings that they use them to build?
I can't tell you that. If you go to Evansville, you can do whatever.
Where
you
they
think,
use,
but-
they use those blocks. The guy built a foundation, ought to use. People have built
I hope you
houses
can
out
sell
of
them.
used material.
I hope you can sell them, I
Yeah,
really
they,
do.
yeah. Well,
But-
they use used 2x4s. The stuff I took out, they still good.
Not if they have to have a building
Yes,
inspector
they
look
would.
at it.
Okay. Now that's what I'm saying. Now you know what you're telling me now. All the used people are looking and putting it back in the buildings. But now I'm not begging the point.
I understand.
Y'all got me. As I said before, the rules. The individual, you're working against individuals. But like I said, tell me what you want me to do. That's all I can leave it. But I'm shocked
I would like to see it all cleaned up and gone for the neighborhood.
I have one question. Was, over the last couple of months, we've asked has any progress been made? And then it was like, okay, well, send a letter out to remind this gentleman to do this. Has this progress that's been made like in the last month, or is this the same as it? Apparently, it sounds to me like there's been a lot done in the last.
You don't
30
have a
days.
picture of the,
Other than
Yes.
last 2 weeks.
Progress has
Yeah.
been made.
Because it went several months and nothing, and then
It-
these were and then now in the
In my
last 30
opinion,
days.
what I'm observing here is a lack of understanding on Mr. Taylor's part that allowing those blocks and those pallets to stay there was a problem, was a violation of any kind. Now, I don't know if that's because of the lack of communication or what caused that, but I sense that that's the issue. I think originally what we tabled the fines for was for activity to progress to the point where the citation would be satisfied. Is that correct?
Mr. Taylor, now you understand that this material has to be, I want to reiterate that, has to be moved. You can't like sell half the blocks and, well, I'm waiting to sell the.
well, now I do, I can,
Is there still a storage?
that's no problem.
Okay.
But as I said, when I
Good enough.
separated my good brick and the used brick, I think they were selling for about 10 cents a piece.
Building needs to be.
I mean, y'all don't, about 75, I can remember sitting down, anybody know anything about cleaning brick? You clean the brick and some people like to hold and use them, but I can't.
Can I clarify? So
Believe that
what
you-
we're talking about then is the original violation. He basically has taken care of that. We have to decide if we're
Right.
going to enforce the fine. But now he's got a new violation because he's storing that material on that site, or is this just a
No.
continuation of that?
This is a continuation of the first.
Okay.
I believe that we did say that he has to remove all debris.
I think that there's a communication gap or a gap there as to what debris, when we say remove all debris, we meant remove everything.
Are we talking about the storage building as well?
So the storage building, he claims that Ray told him he could keep that. We have nothing that shows that. So what we've decided to do, we talked to the code enforcement board's attorney. And we are going to start a separate citation on the
Storage
accessory,
building.
on the
Okay.
storage building.
Because that
We're
was not mentioned in Ray's correspondence, as I
It
know.
was mentioned in Ray's
Was, but
correspondence.
he said Ray said he could keep it.
But Ray says he can keep it. We don't allow accessories, buildings left.
Let's subpoena Ray.
Huh?
Let's subpoena Ray.
Well, so we're going to take the high road and the safest road, and we're just gonna restart that so that Mr. Taylor has the opportunity to work on that issue. But on the debris, our citation was you tear down the building and you remove debris. I think that when we say debris, we mean everything.
Any pile of anything.
Right, and he misunderstood what that meant.
I
And
sense
so
that.
we're,
That's the
you know,
issue.
that's the issue. I think we all kind of know where we are on this issue.
So I think we,
Now,
Let's just be sure that he understands everything.
Means everything.
Yeah, everything is everything.
now I can't keep my storage shed?
No, we're gonna deal with that separately.
Well,
We're
that's,
only talking about the debris. We're only talking about
and
the
now,
debris
and I was
tonight.
saying, what's your termination of debris? And my, what's usable, so we could go, but as I said, y'all want the concrete block and the brick moved.
No, according to the ordinance that we're using, that is considered debris on that lot.
Well,
Because it's a
that-
residential lot, even though it's a sellable product, you're saying, we're saying that's a violation of the code. We have to enforce the codes, we don't write them, all right? So you're gonna have to move that in order to avoid an additional citation and fines if you don't remove what's piled there, okay? Do you understand that?
I understood that. You asked how much time did I want? And I'm saying this is something about 10 days, 2 weeks? No.
Oh, okay.
Now, I said I'll move it, but y'all, this is what I'm 75. Y'all don't take my word. I felt kind of.
Hang on just a minute. If we give you 60 days, that would be in January,
That's,
to move that little pile, that doesn't look like a big pile to me,
no,
it's
it's
a little
not.
pile.
But it's still 60.
That's
To
too
be
much.
under 120 days, you talking about, this is the December, January, February is the coldest months. That's to have me out there in the heat, but okay. You do what you want to do.
January 22nd. is
You never
our
do that.
meeting would be the date of the meeting in January.
If we
So if-
postpone our December meeting to the January, month of January, you're saying it's what?
Our January meeting is the 22nd, our February meeting is February 26th. January
Now,
6th,
you
we
would
have
think that you could
5
give me,
Mondays, yeah.
That-
That's
that-
why it's early, so if you want 60 days, I'll finish talking, and then you can say what you want to say. If you do 60 days, that will be after our January 22nd meeting, because that meeting's so early. So
Okay.
February 26th would be the date in February.
now what's the next meeting?
February 26th.
No, talk the next on your
The next
March.
one will be January 22nd.
No, the next one's December.
December
18th.
18th,
Unless what
December
you say
18th.
I'm looking at December 18th.
Okay.
I mean,
Now,
otherwise, we'll be the
I'm
next
one
one.
here tonight.
It's gonna be in the same shape.
I figured that, now that's, in fact, the phone rang. Don't maybe say, well, it's so cold. We'll see you next week.
I have another question.
Yeah,
If Mr.
if
Taylor
I,
doesn't, if he doesn't get it removed, then, we find him violation and the city gets it removed and charges him for it?
We'll put a lien on the
That small
property.
pile of debris?
Yeah, we'll put a lien on the property.
now, as I said, it's no problem me to,
Yeah.
you know,
You know, the
all
other
the
thing
stuff
is,
that I done moved from the place already.
But it's gonna
We
be
could
50
call-
degrees, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this coming
Well, it's gonna
week.
be 60.
That's what the weatherman told me.
the other thing
No,
is,
that was 50. Okay, whatever.
the city of Henderson does have debris removal, Public Works, you can call Public Works.
That's what
Oh,
I
that's a
You
good,
can
yeah.
call Public Works,
Yeah.
it's
But-
not that
but,
expensive. It's $60 a truckload for Public Works to come.
So Public Works can come and get that for you, and you don't lift a finger for $60. Your fines are gonna be hundreds.
$60.
I done already paid Bradco, I had to put a $500 fine. And this is, kinda gets me too. You see I'm gonna move it, and you're gonna call a contractor. I could see it if I didn't have the trucks or something to move it, and I could see if there was a person you don't have, we got to send in the contractor. Now, I done tore down that whole house, and I done moved that. Now, come to a pile of brick, you're gonna hit me with okay.
But we gotta finish.
That's the ordinance.
No, get me, and I said I'd move it.
We gotta finish.
Now, I don't
Yeah.
know why, I thought it was 60 days, never mind.
Well, I will
I
say
don't
that
understand
Public
that.
Works does do.
You gonna go over the,
So what we could do in that case is you all would issue a fine, and then because it's such a small amount, I think we would not contract for it. We would just require Public Works to come do it, and then we would take the amount that Public Works does, and then we add a 25% administrative fee on top of that, and then that would become a lien on that property.
So you could try to
Be
get
less
rid
than
of it on
$100.
your own, and then.
I done got
what
rid
you
of all,
can,
everything
then
else
you
on
have
my own.
this Public Works come, and it will cost you $60 to get rid of
A
the rest of
truckload.
it.
If it's more than one truckload, it'll be more, but
It doesn't appear to me to be
No.
more than a
No.
truckload.
So you could try to sell it right away, get rid of it,
Yeah,
and
it'll probably
then
take-
Public Works come and take off the rest of it, and you don't have to do any, it just costs you $60.
Bill, did you have
It'd
something?
be less than 100, they'll charge a 25% fee.
Let me give Bill the floor.
Did you say you give me 60 days?
Let's-
Or what?
Hang on just a minute, hang on.
As everybody know, I have a vested interest here because I am the next door neighbor, and I've watched this for 5 years. This has been going on for 5 years. And I applaud Mr. Taylor and what he's accomplished thus far. Needless to say, there's been much progress made within the last 30 days as far as the removal of the property as to where the house did stand, and that has been taken care of quite nicely. Move to the back of the property constitutes what we're talking about now,
Right.
the violation of the original violation. And that's part of this misunderstanding. My real concern is that I'm saddened that we have this misunderstanding as a result of the letter that you just received not long ago from us, kind of reminding you of what was expected to be done and completed by this date. And that's where my concern comes. So if we start pushing into January, as I said, this has been ongoing for 5 years, basically. I've seen too many times, I've seen snow over there on this property, and I'm looking at the possibility of what we're talking about now, another winter without the property being clean and the violation being completed by the letter that was agreed upon by both parties to get it done. And I don't know where we're gonna go with this. I'm saddened by the fact that there is a misunderstanding because I thought it was quite clear because I did notice, Mr. Taylor, if I'm correct, that you made repairs to the storage building, that you put some covering over the,
Well, I
over the
plan to put it back
hole
to the
that
shape it
there.
was.
Okay, I don't know how you're gonna do that with the sagging roof, but okay, you said that, but as I understand it, Don, and correct me if I'm wrong, in the letter, it also talked about ancillary buildings, and that's the only building that's there.
it did. I think what Mr. Taylor has told us is that when he was tearing it down, Ray indicated to him that he did not have to remove that structure, so he's been operating on that. It did say that, and the original citation says all structures. So when we met with, or when we corresponded with Mr. Hopgood about how to proceed on this, we decided out of an abundance of caution, since this is a property right, we would just start over on the citation on this so that there would be no question as to anything that a code enforcement, anything that he detrimentally relied upon with the code.
Don, I'm going to read between the lines of what you said earlier. Are you recommending to this board that we resolve the fines issue, which was tabled in our last meeting, and that we issue a new citation?
No.
That's all it is to the shed.
That's only.
Just on the
On
shed.
the
Yeah, we
shed,
still have to
I'm not talking about on this
finish this
polished
issue.
debris, yeah.
Well, let me also ask this, and I acknowledge what you just said, putting aside the shed, you're dealing with what's there now as
Now-
debris.
Yeah.
As debris. Okay, will that also include some things that are up against that shed, like doors, skids, the concrete blocks?
Yeah.
Anything
Anything outside that shed, I believe.
Okay, so you basically, no, okay,
This is all where this is.
But this is
Yeah.
all,
It's all clear.
all right, except for the shed.
Well,
Except for-
eventually that's coming.
Okay,
Right.
that's a better understanding for which I think can be conveyed easily to you, Mr. Taylor, by which you understand that part. And we've got to decide on how much time is gonna be given to complete that task.
Or if you don't want to give any more time, you want to rule on the citation and then instruct the code administrator to, remove the debris from the property and file a lien on the property.
Well.
The definition of what debris is.
I will say this, to what you just said, Don, as I said earlier, I do live there and I have a concern, and I'm also a member of this board, so I'm stressing here, acknowledging the fact that we're up on winter time now, and we're gonna have to deal with this. I don't see why we don't do what you've suggested to get this part done and out of the way, so that at least at this point in time, that much is done, the debris is gone, that much is taken care of, and deal with the shed at the next citation.
That was, it's not our recommendation, it is just a suggestion that you all could do.
Okay.
If we had a,
We are at the mercy of the board.
if we had got on the same page, that could have been avoided. I had an individual that said he needed some concrete block. And I called him, he never did call me back. And I hadn't, put a for sale sign out there that I got concrete block because I just finished doing that the last couple of weeks. But one thing I've noticed, we start with one thing and it keeps moving to something else. Now the idea was the foundation, fill the foundation in.
I
No.
want to disagree with that.
Remove the brick,
I'm sorry.
I want to disagree
Remove
with what
the brick.
Mr. Taylor said
that was a
on,
foundation.
this is one thing and another and
I
another.
think the
The
letter was
original,
pretty clear.
yeah, and the
Yeah,
original
well, then you-
citation said everything.
You were there when we talked about, at the first part about moving the steps, filling the filling
This
the
has been going on.
under lab up with the dirt, level the dirt.
What I disagree with is you said this keeps progressing and
Right.
we're demanding more and
Right.
more, and that is not the
Well,
case. In fact, I think we're
That's your
demanding
opinion.
less
See,
than
I
what
don't
the
have
original
opinion.
citation
You're gonna
required.
get to where you can't express what I feel about it. I didn't think,
We've been listening for 40 minutes to you.
yeah, well, I know y'all,
Sir.
I was just.
Don't tell us you haven't
Yeah.
been given an opportunity to express yourself.
I think 4 years is enough time.
Whatever you wanna do,
What's the pleasure of this board?
whatever you wanna do.
Say,
Make a motion.
Do we have to pull this off the table?
I say either December or
Yes.
January, we just have to
Yes.
decide that everything has to be removed.
So let's get a motion to remove this from the table so we can take action.
So we do
That's the first thing we have to
December
do. No, we have to
18th
remove.
So moved.
or January 22nd.
I'm requesting that we remove this from the table.
From the table. It's been tabled. Now it's removed. We need a second on that.
I'll second it.
We have a second. Any question about what we're doing here? All in favor, aye? Aye. Okay, so
Take
it's,
action on.
now we take action on the,
I move that we deny the appeal.
Yeah, I assumed y'all had a picture to put up on the screen to see what,
do I have a second on that motion?
Second that.
Any question about what we've got on the table? Any discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. That's unanimous.
So now you all have to testify.
What is the total of date of the fines at this point?
Well, the fine would just be, it would just be the one
The
fine.
one-
We didn't have, this is not a continuance like we had across the
No.
street.
No, on the one across the street, you all ruled in your
What-
motion that it would be.
So what the total would be for
I'm
the?
trying to find it.
Okay.
So we're saying that.
And then after
City's gonna go
this
with-
Go get
meeting,
it. Yeah.
if the debris is not moved, I mean, you'll send out another
Well, what I would,
violation.
what I would assume that you all would do is, we will send out another violation, that you would ask that Steve go ahead and begin action to remove.
Debris.
Yeah, you could come out
If you
and
want,
show.
if
And
you-
I
if you
wish I
want-
had called, and I just assumed that you have been out to check it out. When did you go and check out the place?
Let's check out today.
See, and
if you want the
now,
blocks,
like I said, y'all make me seem like I haven't did nothing.
It's $200 for unsafe and unfit structure code. So that's what we got on that.
Okay, I would be in favor, I'll recommend this to the board, that be waived because in lieu of the progress, the attempt that he has made to do what he understood was required. That would be my suggestion.
and we are gonna remediate the debris
Yes.
removal.
Yes.
So if you see what we're saying, they're not gonna fine you, but they're gonna remove everything. So if you want the blocks, it'd be good to get them in the next day or so.
Otherwise.
Will help.
Otherwise,
Really,
But you all need
start
to
to-
order, you
the
all
time,
need
you
to
know.
order Steve to do that.
Well,
Now, if
can
the
I put it
city
in the-
came out
this motion?
and removed the block, what were they gonna do with them?
Doesn't matter.
See,
take them
that's,
to
that's,
landfill.
They'll go to land.
They'll go to the
The city-
landfill.
you send the city out $60, what are they gonna do with the block? Take it to the landfill. That's why I didn't, when I checked with the landfill, I said, no, that stuff is, Bradco considers, that's recyclable.
Okay.
Y'all talking about save the landfill.
We need to conduct this meeting.
That's
You'll
a
excuse me
recycle.
a minute. I have a motion then that we.
Make a
Okay.
fine and direct the codes administrator to remediate.
To remediate, yeah. Thank you, Chris. Is that in form of a motion from a board member?
I make that motion.
We'll send the bill, we'll send the
Do I have a
bill.
second?
I'll second it.
Lisa, second. Any discussion about the motion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
So
approved.
let me tell you how this will go. We will call Public Works and we will have Public Works come and remove all the materials that are not in your storage shed. So all of that material will be removed. Then we will send you a bill, an invoice for that, and you'll have 30 days in which to pay that. If you don't pay it within the 30 days, then we will place a lien
But
on your property.
I'm removing the brick.
If you get it off there before they get there.
I'm removing the brick.
Right, if you remove all that material, then you won't get a bill. Public Works, we won't send you a bill.
How much time y'all give me? 30 days, is that, and this is the middle of the.
24 hours.
It's
They
very
direct
little.
Mr. Davis to act. Now, if he doesn't do it this week, that gives you this week. If he said we can't get to it till next week.
We'll probably get to it in a few days.
Okay.
Yeah, Public Works will probably be there by Friday, if
Well,
not
now-
before,
You don't have much time.
you know.
It's,
But we're not gonna we're
Mr. Taylor,
not fining you $200.
Well, I
You're
know
gonna have
that,
to pay a fine.
but you ain't-
We're gonna remove it. And you'll have to pay for that.
it'll cost you 60 and you don't do anything.
But
Instead of
you're not
200.
giving me, how much time you gonna give me to remove the brick?
There's
We're
no
not giving
time.
you any time. You're in violation, we're gonna send the city to pick it up.
Because it's been going on too long.
You got this,
You
you got until when the city shows up.
Right.
You got till when the city shows up. Now, you tell me, no, but it seems to me, if I were to call the city in the morning saying, please pick these up, it's gonna be cheap.
What?
Because there won't be an administrative cost, right?
Okay, the only administrative fee will happen.
You know,
if
the city,
if
the city could show up.
Put the, if we put the lien.
Tomorrow.
That's when we do the
Okay.
25% is when.
The city, what you said, the city could show up
Only
tomorrow.
that.
Say they don't have no time, so what?
Yep.
What kind of business? Now, that's not satisfactory. I can't
Well,
believe.
Well,
But
You
we're
know,
not getting
I
it.
thought I had made the progress.
And we just saved you a $200 fine because of the work you've done. You don't understand that evidently.
I do understand that, and the progress that I'm making, you think that you would extend it? I don't understand what you're gaining.
But your
by
letter
not-
said
I know
all
what you're
debris,
saying.
all debris. The letter
But,
said
but
that.
that, you can't decide what debris is and what's recyclable,
we just
what's
did,
valuable.
Mr. Taylor, we just did, there's a building over there called the Judicial Center, so if you don't like it, we'll show you how to comply.
Right, I mean, you know,
$200 fine,
what,
you can have that.
debris is limbs, that's not trash. Debris, in my definition, debris is garbage.
Debris is what the Lord
Limbs,
said it
and
was.
and y'all use that term.
Some of this
recyclable.
other wood is debris.
Y'all, well, you're
Mr.
talking about
Taylor, I suggest we
recycling,
move to
save the
next
landfill,
Item on the
this-
agenda.
you know.
Thank you for your comments. We made our decision. Appreciate you being here. And I hope you beat the city out there to get those blocks. Have a motion on the floor.
Thank you. Oh.
We vote on it?
Voted on it.
You know,
Voted on
We
it.
have another motion on the floor.
you know, that's not, I'm not satisfied.
I
don't make-
understand that. Thank you, sir.
What, you got to comment,
What's the next item?
Next item on the agenda. Citations withdrawn or a report from Steve.
There are 13 citations withdrawn by the city, and there are 22 uncontested citations.
yeah.
Any further business to come from this
Yeah,
board?
this is great.
I will tell you that in 2 weeks, the first 5 judgments on the mass foreclosure will go before Judge Wilson, and then hopefully, maybe by February, the first set of if she issues judgment on that, we'll have the first set of master commissioner herself for this mass foreclosure, hopefully in February, if the master commissioner schedule works that way.
Okay, the other item of new business that we need to take up is our December meeting. Yes or no?
December meeting, it should be on the 25th, so you all can decide whether you all want to move it up to the 18th or just postpone it
It's been
or
Christmas.
cancel it.
Does it look like we're gonna have any contested?
No, there was one that we pushed to December.
Was it
It
the
was
Oddfellow
the
thing?
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
We
I
pushed
think it was.
Goodfellas to
Odd-
December.
Oddfellas, yeah.
Oddfellas, sorry.
Yeah.
Have they
Oddfellas.
been
I'm so
made?
sorry about that.
Well, there's a
I was
place for
listening
Joyce
to,
Ford.
I was listening to Richard on the radio this morning, so.
I believe we can get a report on the good, not good fellows.
The
but
odd fellow. Okay, well then,
What's your report on the,
We have been over there, we've looked at some of the, they've asked me to actually look at some of the floor. I told them, actually, I want to see the floor joists when they go in. So they did, they got floor joists in, they got flooring in, so it's moving along. I don't think it's done, but it's moving along. Well, I haven't seen it in a few weeks, so.
and
Do you have
it's,
a time frame for it?
December 18th is when it's supposed to come back to you all.
So we could
So if we have the meeting-
December 18th.
so if we back it up a week to the 18th, then we're good. Is that the pleasure of the
I don't
board?
care one way or the other if we have it or
Come
don't.
down on the 25th.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, if you all want your $50 for Christmas shopping.
Hey, this is lunch money, big bucks. All right, look, so we're gonna move then that meeting to the 18th for our December meeting.
That'd be a call meeting.
Scheduled.
We're always called. All right, any further business?
I have a question. Can you, and I don't know if this is a codes violation, can you have a business sign in a residential neighborhood?
It depends on if it's if it's a business. There's
It's
a
a
whole bunch of
lawn
stuff.
care where they're,
Is it, do you know what the
It's
zone is?
27.
it's on Dillon.
Yeah, why
and
don't
Wolf
you-
Hills.
Why don't you talk to Steve after the meeting?
Quick answer is no.
Is it like one of those signs that people put up that says Furlong's Roofing, did my roof?
No, it's a sign he's got by his mailbox where it's
Advertising
lawn
his service.
care and his phone number and advertising his business.
So it's a permanent
But he's
sign.
got all kinds of,
Yeah.
trucks and everything all around there too.
We've probably received.
That might
several
not be the
complaints.
only violation.
Yeah.
That's probably the one man you went and looked at, Steve.
Yeah, these, as you park a lot in the road.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of outside the scope of where we go, but we've received a lot of calls on that. I didn't receive a call on a sign yet, though.
Yeah.
Any other business from the board? If not, we stand adjourned.
Well, this was fun.